Welcome to Full Throttle TV and the running of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Truck Series. We'll be running the Blackwater Products USA 110 live from Canadian Motorsports Park here in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. I'm Dean Doucette. In the booth with me is Brody Hanna and Jason. Brody, we got a good one going on tonight.
Yeah, we got the trucks and Canadian Tire that travel north of the border here tonight, and I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to this. I enjoy this track. This track's challenging, it's tough, but it's going to put on a great show, I think, for the fans, and honestly for the drivers. I think we're going to have a lot of fun here tonight.
Yeah, we should have a lot of fun. This is a winding track, lots of turns. We got hills, a lot of elevation changes, Jason. It's going to be quite a challenge for these guys.
It sure is, Dean. We got, looks like our points leader, fourth on the board here in practice, along with our second place points guy, Bobby Terrell, fifth in lap times here. I'm sure Brody will speak to the new changes to our road courses.
That's a great lead in. Yeah, we got cautions tonight. We're going to have the possibility of cautions tonight. We usually run these road courses caution free, which leads to a strung out field. But tonight, starting tonight, we're going to be adding these cautions. It's going to make things a little more exciting, a little more eventful. Strategy could come into play, could break out at any time. So looking forward to that. Looking to see who can capitalize on the strategy here tonight.
Well, speaking of strategy, we've got our keys to the race up here. Tonight, they're going to be track position. Got to get a good starting spot. It's tough to pass here. Tight road course, not a lot of opportunities. So qualifying could be key tonight. Focus. Of course, you got to keep your focus on these road courses. All these turns, very technical track, elevation, blind corners. You must maintain your focus and pit strategy. We got cautions on tonight. Could come in big. If there's a back-to-back caution situation, do you come in the second time? Do you not? If we go green, do you come in early, stay out late? Lots to think about for these guys tonight, Brody.
Yeah, there really is. And as far as the pit strategy goes, my thinking here is, and this is just a road course mentality. As soon as you're in your window, you want to go ahead and pit. But the problem is, you do that too early, guys are going to stand a little bit longer and come out with fresher tires and may eat you up. There's a lot of things that could be at play here, and you add cautions to it. It just makes things that much more exciting.
Yeah, it absolutely does. As we'll take a look at the race analysis here. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, 45 laps, 110 miles. It's a 2.459 miles long lap. It's a road course at 10 turns on asphalt. The year it opened was 1961. This track's been around for quite some time, Jason.
It sure has, Dean, and it's an interesting track. It takes a lot of finesse to get around this track. It's quite difficult. It's a little bit like Mid-Ohio in my mind. Alike, but different. The fact that you can't just hammer the car around there. It takes a lot of finesse, a lot of skill.
Yeah, it really does. And looking at the track temps tonight, we're starting off at 103 degrees Fahrenheit. Fairly hot, slick track tonight. Brody, you think that'll come into play at all tonight?
It could. I mean, it definitely, you want as much grip as possible when you're making left and right turns on a flat track, but I really think these guys have practiced well. I think they're prepared for it. The only thing I could say about that is you may see some more guys kicking up some dust, sliding off the tracks, and maybe losing some position that way. But other than that, I think these guys are ready for it. You got plenty of downforce on these trucks. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem for these guys at Full Throttle Sim Racing. Great bunch of drivers, very talented. I'm expecting that even though we got cautions on tonight, I'm expected green flag run here tonight, probably the entire race.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are pretty good at that, and unless we have like a big pileup somewhere, you're right. A couple of off tracks are not going to cause a caution, but you never know. You know, a couple of guys get bunched up on these starts. This start can be interesting. And then one thing we haven't talked about is restarts. Restarts can be very entertaining here, especially a late restart, and we do have the opportunity of a green, white checkered here as well. So that could also be very exciting.
Yeah, green white checker at a road course would be more than exciting. Could be devastating for some and great for others. As right now out on the track, we're looking at the Blackwater Products USA car of Casey McMullen as he takes his qualifying lap here, and we'll watch him finish this lap out and see how he does. It's gonna be kind of key for Casey tonight. Our points leader coming in.
Yeah, points leader coming in, Casey McMullen. And I was just pulling up the standings. Bobby Terrell comes in only 9 points back. So Bobby has been really good on these road courses as far as having a consistent finish. Casey's going to have to step up. Casey struggled on these road courses a little bit. So he's going to have to have a good run tonight to go into Darlington and then in IRP, or O'Reilly Raceway Park, I guess, with a chance to this championship. This could be a very pivotal race tonight for him. And then you have Bernard Person, who looks fast in third.
Yeah, Bernard Person a little far back. He'd need a real stroke of luck to get in this thing. Pretty much a two-horse race in the points between Casey McMullen here and Bobby Terrell. Right now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the playing of the national anthem here. We'll come back and we'll set this lineup. We could ask everybody to rise up, take your hats off, and enjoy the playing of the national anthem.
Yep, like I said, it could be a very pivotal night. We'll keep our eye on Casey McMullen and Bobby Terrell and see kind of where they end up. And you're right about Bernard. He's on a hope and a prayer here. He's going to have something major happen to get jump into this championship battle, but he's probably trying to hang on to third against Sherwood Williford. So you're right. The battle for the championship between those two, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see who can add their name to the winners list tonight, and we'll see who comes home smelling like a champion from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. It's champagne. Champagne. Yep, 18 on the track, and yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a fun race for these guys. They're gonna have a lot of fun, I think, at this track. It's gonna be a unique challenge for some of these guys that are used to running on ovals mostly, but it's a nice change of pace. You know, you kind of go through the country, if you will. lot
Okay,
of,
guys.
as far as this
45
track goes,
laps
as far
here.
as details, there's
Caution
a
down,
lot of elevation
unless
change here.
Brody forgot to
You'll see
change
the
it.
guys go uphill, downhill,
Let's try to
and
keep it
even
on the
turning
track and
while
off
they go
each
up
other.
and downhill.
Have a
So
good
that's
time.
going to present a new challenge in itself to these guys. They'll have to get used to the truck getting light and braking under pressure and braking downhill. Yeah, you want to keep an eye on the 41 of Pence. He was fast too, but you'll keep an eye on the 11th place starter as well, Bobby Terrell, in the number 4. Starting 12th is going to be the number 19 of Paul Sargent. Starting 13th, the 55 of Jeff Bratton. 14th, you'll see the 37 of Brian Conklin. 15th, we'll skip that one. 16th is going to be the 09 of Kevin Sargent. 17 is that's going to be JJ Spear, and round out your field of 18, it's going to be Richard Hines in the number 2.
I think we can, Dean. I think I would look for Lane, try and jump out there rather quick. But I also expect guys to be a little bit cautious early on. You know, this race is quite long, so they're going to take their time too. But good to see Lane Allen up there. He's a great road course driver.
Lane's really fast. You got several guys up there really fast. Tyler Marble, another great driver up there that can really get things done. You got Casey McMullen starting up there. So points-wise, that's a good start for him. And don't forget the 99 of Staubitz. We saw how fast he was at these road courses. Like you said, I look for him to move towards the front.
I'm curious what Bobby Terrell's strategy is going in here. He didn't even take a qualifying lap. And second in the points. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, well, Bobby's been known to just kind of be solid and stable. Probably just looking to stay out of trouble here early. And I don't doubt that we'll see him towards the front when we get to the end of this race.
Yeah, something I would consider, guys, is that if I was... Oh, sorry.
Yep, green flag's out. We're underway here at Canadian Tire, 45 laps, and we're heading into turn 1 here. Yeah, the 12 kind of got off track a little bit there in turn 1, kind of pushed a little wide, and opened the door for the 14. He's going to take the lead.
Yeah, he's hungry. He's hungry for a win. I mean, he's a great guy on the track. Always there. He's consistent. He's always there at the end. So seeing him up front, I'm not surprised that he wanted to jump out there and put himself out there right away. continue what I was saying before about Bobby being back there, I was thinking of a strategy he might play out. Maybe an early pit stop for Bobby. And gets it clean track by himself, and he can make up a lot of time that way.
That's a very good point. He very well could be thinking pit strategy this early into the race. You just got to watch, though. If you get too far behind, you can't make that pit stop without losing a lap. It's one thing you have to kind of worry about being back there. Everybody's doing a good job. Just looking through the field, as we do have one car off there in turn 2. It's like Paul Sargent in 19. He gathers it up though, just kind of ran wide like we were talking about. Everybody's doing a good job of keeping all 4 tires on the track to start anyway. As we start lap 2, everybody's being really cautious. It's like everybody's just kind of in ride. Like you said, we do have a pit stop coming up, so I'm sure that's on their mind as well. I'll tell you, Lane's starting to stretch this out a little bit, guys. He's pulled away from the 12 a little bit, and the 12's actually falling back into the clutches of the 8 of Bernard Person. Kind of have a bottleneck back here for, let's see, that's 6th place, no, 5th place on back. You got Casey McMullen, the 99 of Staubitz, who drops a couple tires off turn 1 there. You got Chris Pence behind him, James Torrey kind of bunched up here, as now it looks like the 71's kind of pulled away a little bit. I'm looking at Bobby Terrell too, currently up into 10th place, now 9th place. He just gets by TJ Bartel there. He's kind of starting to move his way towards the front, or towards the middle of the pack anyway.
Yeah, guys, so just looking, they can go about 33 laps, so I wouldn't be surprised here, 45 lap race at about, what, 12, 13 laps in, somebody might try and duck in.
Yeah, Lane's starting to kind of gap the field and really put some distance between him and the rest of the field. Will looks pretty strong too. Bernard, he's kind of pulled away from Bernard a little bit, so these guys kind of giving themselves a little room to race. And you got Tyler Marble in 4th, like you were talking about. Those 4s kind of broken away from this, what looks like it's about to be a battle for 5th on back.
Biggest gainers here, got Richard Hines, who started 18th, has already moved his way up to the 14th position.
Yeah, you got some comers and goers. This is like our goer, TJ Martell's only falling 2 positions to 10th. Started at 8th. And you're right, Chris Pence is starting to make some moves too and starting to head towards the front. Yeah, and I talked to Casey a little bit before the race, and he knew that his road courses skill. Road course racing is not really his thing. It's not his forte. He's going to struggle on the road courses. He knew tonight was going to be about survival. So far, right now, currently in third, and maybe about to drop that position. Actually, is in fifth. Sorry, he may be about to lose that. But looking big picture, he just wants to get a solid night tonight. No, that's the 12 of Will Long. Well, something happened to Will. He slid back a couple positions, and now he's under attack from the 41 of Chris Pincer takes that position. So Will looks like his truck has gone away all of a sudden. I'll see if I can go back and see if something. I do see that damage. You can see the tire. Wow, that's some pretty heavy damage. Hey guys, going back and looking at it, looks like the 12 of boy, that was close. The 12 Will Long actually spun over the last turn. Got into the wall, but it spun all the way around once he hit the wall and continued going. But yeah, he hit the wall a ton there. Lots of damage from the 12 car. It almost took out our third, fourth place cars right there. Wow. Just close racing, man. He got up on the 71. Looks like he looked to the outside of the 71, and the 71 ran wide and pushed him off the track a little bit.
He sure is. I guess you could throw that early pit strategy out the window because picked up quite a few positions. Look at the leader. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got the 28 sideways coming down the hill, and I don't know how he hung onto that. You know, I'm pretty sure you probably saw that. I don't know how he hung onto that car and didn't collect somebody else.
Looks like we got some cars in pits, guys.
Yeah, he's having some issues. The 09 of Kevin Sargent's in the pits. Looks like he's having issues getting his car serviced. And guys must be eating ice cream. I'm surprised we haven't broke out any of the Canadian jokes. We have a Canadian in the booth at Canadian Tire, but so far we've been able to keep that to ourselves, apparently.
I know. I was thinking about it, but I was trying to lay off. I like these. So.
You say you're thinking about it, eh?
Yeah, I was. Hey, looking at our leader, I've been watching his lap times, and he was for a little while there about a second faster than anybody else on the track. And now he's kind of slowed his pace down a little bit. About 3 or 4 tenths bigger there. So he is marching on.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, Lane, I knew eventually he was going to break out. Maybe tonight's the night. He's about as far from Canada though as you can imagine from the States. Hailing from Georgia, Lane's been a great driver though, man. He's done really well on these road courses. Finished second in the Xfinity Series at Mid Ohio. Was right there in contention, and looks like tonight he's having a well of a race. About 6.5 seconds out in front of everybody else.
I was just going to say, still the big mover, Richard Hines, number 2 truck, started 18th, currently moved up to the 9th position. We also got, and we also have Jeff Bratton, who started 13th. That's up to 7th. That's a good run for him in the road course. I believe last time we ran the road course, he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, Bratton's another really good driver when it comes to the different aspects of racing, you know, different kinds of racing, from road courses to super speedways. He seems to be a very versatile driver. He can kind of capitalize on the variety of tracks we run, and you'll see him. He'll creep his way into the points battles too. So Jeff's always kind of a guy. He's kind of a jack of all trades, and showing that here again tonight with a solid run so far. Yeah, whenever you get close to the guy you're battling in points, it's always kind of nerve-wracking. You really don't want to give a position up to him because you know it's another point, but Bobby looks like he's poised to take this position at some point. Seems like the 71's kind of lost handle a little bit. Still running fourth, not bad, but the thing is, you got to look at the clock. This battle is actually happening about 24-25 seconds behind our leader already, just 10 laps in.
Yeah, it looks like we got a 3-car breakaway here. 14 laying out leading, and the 8 truck, Bernard Person, and the 48 of Tyler Marble. They've got about a roughly 16-second lead on the rest of the field. Yeah, he is. And Bernard is another one of those guys who's a handyman of all track, short track, intermediate, super speedways, and road courses. He's just consistent everywhere he goes.
Yeah, just make sure to ask him about where his hand is in his wheel before you know you hit him or anything, because it could cause some damage. I'm joking.
Yeah, he's still recovering from that injury, but he's all right.
We got a car off the track. Paul Sargent looks like he blew an engine. The 19 of Paul Sargent has retired there on the backstretch. As you were talking, I heard a pop, looked up, and down the backstretch he blew up, pulled off, and he's done for the night. I tell you, it's unfortunate though. I know he was looking forward to the race. He talked a little bit about coming up here. It was going to be a challenge for road course racing, but he kind of understood that. Unfortunately, he won't see the end of it. Retires 11 laps in. Hines started at the rear of the field. He started tailing the very back, moved up to 10th. Just kind of taking his time as we got another truck off track. Looks like the 55 of Jeff Bratton. A little agricultural racing there off turn 3, I believe it was. Oh. Oh. We got one in that corner. You know, we just did have a truck blow up coming through that corner. I think 28 got loose by itself. Looks like 41 may have got a little help from the 55 when he slowed down and saw the 28 sideways there. Kind of a chain reaction, but everybody makes it through. Yeah, TJ's up to 6th right now. Just kind of steady, you know, holding his own. Started 8th, just kind of riding around. That's what TJ does, man. He just kind of consistently runs. You never hardly see him put a wheel wrong here on these road courses, and that's going to pay dividends here tonight.
I'm sitting here watching Bobby, and this is typical Bobby Terrell. Nice and patient, sizes a guy up, finds a spot, and makes a move. I'm wondering, you know, Casey looks like he's got some damage on that rear end. Front looks good, but that spoiler looks a little tweaked. I wonder if it's affecting him a little bit as TJ gets around for Casey also.
Yeah, Casey's starting to slide just a little bit there. You're right, that damage could be affecting him a little bit. Not sure where he got it, though. Probably just a little hard racing with somebody else, maybe a little contact there. But you're right, he definitely lost a little pace here as he slides back to 6th place.
Yeah, I believe he got that when him and Chris Pence were racing for position.
Ah, yes. Go ahead.
The last lap, our leader, Lane, was almost a second faster than anybody else on the track.
Wow. Yeah, so we're in turn 2 right now. This is downhill left-hand corner, and it's a little tricky there, especially if you're braking. Your truck can slide in the back end. Turn 3 here is kind of a tight right-hander that kind of opens up at the end, so you have to really carry a lot of speed. And it's this next little section, my favorite section. You come out of that corner, you take a little left, downhill turn here. Downhill, if you're not careful, you carry too much speed into this next corner. And you slow the car down, you climb the hill and brake at the same time. It'll break a little loose, as you saw Lane get a little loose there. And then that sharp right-hand corner down the backstretch. That's my favorite section of the track, and probably my favorite section in all of road course racing, because there's so much going on there. And you have to really be on your marks and be prepared for that corner. Yeah, and I tell you what, if you're out running Bernard Person or even Tyler Marble, Bobby Terrell, you're doing something. And Lane's definitely putting on a show tonight out front, just running his own race. If I was his crew chief, I'd tell him right now just to kind of run your own pace. Don't push it. Don't get in trouble. And honestly, whatever you're doing is working. Just keep doing that. Keep doing what you're doing, and just stay on track. You win and you're in. That's the motto for the chase, and that's our motto as well. If you win, you're in, as long as you're in the top 25 in points. And currently, Alan's he's 12th in points, so he would get in on points probably right now. But you win and you secure your spot in the chase. That's really what you want to do here. And it looks like he's on pace to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. He's consistently just watching the lap times, guys. It's kind of my thing. I like to watch the numbers, and he's consistently at least a half a second faster than anybody else on the track. I think he may be just chillaxing up there and clipping one off when he has to, but other than that, riding.
Yeah,
Looking back at the field, there isn't anybody who is running anywhere close to his lap time.
Yeah, I was just gonna look at it. I was looking at laps times as you said that. His last lap was at 121.5. Bernard's last lap time was 122.6, so over a second difference on there. And 122s for Tyler, 121.8 for Bobby Terrell. But Bobby is, like you said, about 30 seconds back. So that's a very tall climb there if you're going to make that up.
Well, and then the next fastest guy on the track currently is TJ Bartel, who seems to be creeping up in and up to Bobby Terrell there. And that's going to be a race if TJ's able to get up there.
That's right, because he just ran at 122.1. That's half a second faster. Wow, that's pretty impressive on these older tires, and he's pretty consistently running that time too.
It's a rhythm thing, you know. That's the way I look at it. That's how I am about road courses. If I'm practicing, you know, I'm working on setups and things like that, working on stuff. But once I get into the race, doesn't matter what kind of setup I got, get yourself into a good rhythm, and you're able to make good speed.
You know, one thing we were talking about pulling away in 30 seconds and not. Just remember, that all goes out the window if we have a caution here. Cautions are active here at this track. That's one new thing kind of for us. So we're actually going to run cautions, and we've yet to see one, but that could come out at any time. That could really shake things up, especially if you catch somebody in the pits.
I don't know. You know, my strategy would probably be to pit earlier than later. But being that cautions are on, that kind of throws in a whole mix to something that we're not used to on road courses. So I'm not sure.
A lot of the guys, as I was looking as far as the delta on pit road's usually about 40 seconds, 45 seconds or so to come on pit road, take your service, and get off pit road. So a lot of these guys, they're kind of really close to that to falling a lap down if they decide to come into the pits early. So I'm sure that's weighing on their mind somewhat, but not sure that's the reason they haven't pitted yet.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brody. But if I was the 48 or the 4 or the 52, you know, those guys, I might try and short pit it out, pit before the leader, get some fresh tires, see if I can click a couple fast laps on.
Absolutely, absolutely. If I was in their position, that's exactly what I would be doing. How can I make up this massive amount of time I need to make up? What can I do pit strategy-wise? I would be weighing all my options at this point. I really think, honestly, your best bet would be to come in early, maybe hope for a caution and catch the 14 with his pants down per se, and kind of take advantage from there. I think that's kind of the sweet spot right there is 6. So some of these guys can still do that. But he's jumped out such a lead that it's going to be tough to do. I don't see anybody hitting pits yet, so we're still staying out here at this point. Well, he's a former teammate to the 52 of TJ Bartel. Both those guys run very similar at every track, it seems. As we see the 55 actually run off track there. He's like he's going to keep it out of the tires, but he lose that position back to McMullen. Yeah, Will's fallen to 10th place from a pole starting position. That spin and that damage on the front stretch has really hurt his run. And I'm sure if I was him, though, I'd be hitting the pit road, hitting the pits trying to get some of that damage fixed early, and then make a run here at the end.
I'm actually surprised, guys, that we haven't seen anybody hit pit road yet. We're about almost halfway through the race. Looks like we got the first car on pit road here. It's 55 of Jeff Bratton.
Yeah, looks like he missed his pit stall too. They finally found it. Had some issues getting into the pits.
Yeah, and he's out. And unfortunately, he did go a lap down to our leader, Lane Allen, who is just clipping the laps off here, guys.
If your truck's running that great, you certainly wouldn't. You just got to stay out there. And honestly, if I'm him in that position, if you're dominating, you're out front by a large margin, this is when you just kind of, it's like, is Bernard in pit road? Because he's losing some time. Maybe not.
No, we got pitted from 7th place, so it looks like he may be trying to gain a little bit of a pit advantage here. Some laps out before everybody else pits.
Yeah, but let's see. Looking right now, he is currently on the lead lap.
Yep, yeah, he was able to get out in front of our leader.
We'll see if he passes tech at the end of the race.
We got TJ Bartel in the pits from 6th place now, guys.
Yeah, so it looks like if you don't have any issues, and it looks like TJ had to back up as well. We got some going on with the pits there. Guys are having a hard time getting into the pit stall, but looks like as long as you don't have any major issues in the pits, you're able to stay on the lead lap. We'll see if TJ is able to. Yeah, but he is on the lead lap. He's right in front of our leader, Lane Allen, who's coming through turn 2 or turn 3 now. So he was able to stay on the lead lap, so if the caution comes out, they're okay there. He's already made his pit stop, and then he'll overlap anybody that does come in if we get a caution. Well, you know, when you have that, going back to what I was saying before we had all that action, when you have a car that is that good, you really usually just break these races up in half and say, "Come get me if you can," because at this point, actually, he's got about 23 seconds on Bernard Person now at this point, so that's second place. So, you know, like I said, you just out there running your race and break it in half and say, "Okay, if you can beat me with something else, come get it." We've had Sherwood Williford in the pits. You're right. I know. Go ahead, Jason.
Our second and third place trucks have entered pit of Bernard Pearson and Tyler Marble in for fresh tires. And I wouldn't, because you would have to see Lane Allen this next time by, you would think.
Yeah, if he gets that information, and it looks like the 8 truck is having issues in the pits as well. Guys, I think we got some issues with this pit road here, maybe.
Also, the pit wall is on the opposite side of the car, the truck that we're normally used to, so that could be throwing guys off a little bit. Maybe they didn't choose the right braking mark or something to that effect.
Yeah, see the 83 of Jason Spear having issues on pit road too, man. There's a lot of guys missing their pit here. Looks like Lane Allen hit his though. He's not having any issues. Lane Allen on pit road, taking his 4 tires and fuel, doing his 1 pit stop for the night. Yeah, he actually had some issues with the pits too. He was too far forward, had to back up a couple of times. So something's going on with the pit road there. Unfortunately, everybody's having to kind of work with it and having to find their own stop. But Lane didn't have too much of an issue, which is going to relegate him to continue to lead here. Yeah, I think after this round of pit stop, I think your second place is going to be Tyler Marble, getting around Bernard Person, who had issues in the pits. Yeah, Tyler's really impressed a lot of guys. He's been really fast, won a couple races, improved since last season. Last season he got in with us a little bit, ran a couple races, and this season he's really ran well. When he's ran, he's been able to run, and so glad to have him. Great to have him out there on the track, a great competitor. You know, so the 12 of Will Long did not have that luxury, and he's having some issues getting into this pit. Yeah, it looks like honestly they're getting too close to the wall. I wonder if that's what the issue is some of the guys are way closer to the wall than what I've seen some of the other ones are. And that kind of speaks to Jason's point as far as your reference points with a pit road where your wall's on the right. It's really easy to mess that up.
Yeah, sure. I myself have made that mistake several times before, specifically walking in the past, where you just don't realize you're so used to pulling up the wall being on your left-hand side, and you don't get that gap between the wall and yourself. You can't change those right side tires if you're too close.
And guys, as far as points go, Bobby Terrell looks like he's going to be third once things cycle through here. So Bobby's moved up to third place from his starting position of, what was it, 11th. So he's moved through the field quite well, and it's going to be a good points night for him. Yeah, Jason has struggled, or JJ has struggled at these road courses a little bit too. Just focuses on kind of keeping the 4 tires on the track and does a good job at that. Doesn't tear up equipment, but just not really his cup of tea. He's talked about turning right. It's not really, doesn't feel right to it. Also, looking at the 28 of James Torrey up to 4th place, started in 7th. He's one of the guys kind of charged to the front as well. He had a few issues working through traffic, but after pit stops, he's in 4th. And TJ Bartell currently running in 5th place. That's your top 5. Yeah, you gotta imagine he's not happy at this point. Had a good run going, had a solid top 3 car. Now he's got to spot his way back up towards the front. He's certainly not happy about that. A mistake in the pits cost him that much time. Now you don't give it up there because right here in this corner, you're on the inside. That's preferred line. But then you get in this corner and you're not on the inside, you're on the outside. So it's a fun little couple S's there, and they're still side by side through there. Great racing right there. Well, I remember once he gets a little loose getting into the corner there, get back in dancing around. But I remember a Bristol race where he was having issues, couldn't get the guys to change his tires. And since then, he's fired that crew and moved on to bigger and better things. Moved over to Spear Motorsports, and looks like things are starting to creep back up, having some issues in the pits again.
Yeah, but he's a strong racer, so he'll put his nose down and he'll ground out some spots here. He's got a fast truck, and there's about 15 laps to go, which is a long time on a road course. So it'll be interesting to see if we can make a few positions up. Last lap, Bobby ran a 1:21.129, which was the fastest lap on track. Followed by our leader lane out with a 1:21.766.
Yeah, gaining that 5 or 6 tenths is just not going to do it from way back there where he's at, almost about 30 seconds back, just like they were before pit stops. And then honestly, Tyler's 27 or 20, about 25 points, 25 seconds back. So Lane's in a zip code of his own. He's in his own zone. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing and run some consistent laps, and he's going to have this one in the bag if we don't get a caution. I tell you, Dean, I got a couple surprises in 12th and 13th place, and I didn't expect this from either one of these guys. Will Long, starting on pole, currently 12th place after that spin and that damage on the front stretch. And then right behind him is Donnie Stobbins in the 99. We know Donnie's a great road course racer. He's won a road course race at Mid-Ohio here recently. Just struggled tonight, just missed it or something, and just has not been a factor all night. Well, we're in that stage of the race where you're going to start burning those tires off again. You're going to get on old tires. You're going to have to control your car. We've seen some guys get a little out of shape when they're braking. You have to watch that, especially through turns 6 and 7. And if you're trying to chase somebody down, don't push over the limit, because that's when you get yourself in trouble, and that's when we could have issues on track. Yeah, TJ Bartel, just want to mention it. Look, he's struggling a little bit on track. Had a couple off tracks there. He's back to 6th and in the sights of Chris Pence in the 41. So not sure if the handle's going to weigh on the 52 or what, but he's starting to slide backwards, going the wrong way. He actually won here recently in the Xfinity Series at I think it's the Xfinity Series at Watkins Glen, I believe. So was able to take home that victory. So we know he can get it done. Again, just one of those guys that just kind of missed it tonight here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park.
Yeah, it looks like we might have had my mic muted for this whole broadcast. If we did, we apologize for that. Hopefully that's not the case, but it looks like it might have been. We apologize for that, guys, as we continue with our little technical difficulties with the volumes here. Currently in first place, Lane Allen doing a great job out there, just dominating the field in the 14 car. The Oakley machine, one of those Blackwater Products USA trucks, just a dominating performance by Lane Allen. Second place, you got Tyler Marble in the 48 machine, our youngest driver, on the track to be perhaps the most improved. Any way you look at it, he's been quite dominant lately and looking really good out there. Bobby Terrell, currently second in points in the 4 machine, is in third place. Going to have a good points night. Going to close in on Casey McMullen. Fourth place right now is James Torrey in the 28 car, doing a great job. He's worked his way up here. As right in front of him, someone looks like JJ Spear had a little problem off the corner there, or just pulled over for him. The 28, James Torrey there in fourth. Bernard Person, we watched, had some pit problems in the 8 car. Currently up to 5th place. He was riding second before that pit crew there, who decided to have a couple of drinks or something in mid pit stop. So he's riding around in 5th, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's starting to make up some time too on the 28 at Torrey, but running out of laps. We have 10 laps to go last time at the line, and so you're gonna have to start making some charges here. And he actually is making up a good bit of time. And just check the broadcast. Just yeah, looks like we lost you there for a little while, but we got you back. Everything sounds good now.
10-4.
Yeah, just kind of looking through the field. Everybody's kind of settled down, got their own under their own little place where they're running. No real issues out there on track.
Yeah, it's tough on a track like this. These cars get all spaced out. And, we thought maybe we'd have a green or a yellow flag. We might still have that happen. But currently, Lane Allen set sail. He's actually closing in on our pole sitter tonight, Will Long, who's struggled from the pole tonight with that damage he's got to the truck. Lane Allen looking to put the 12 car, Will Long, a lap down here.
Yeah, I think he's actually caught and passed Will at one point, and Will got back around him. I think Lane's in kind of coast mode at this point. So I think he may have let him go back by and just kind of ride this out the last 10 laps. You don't need to do anything extravagant here. You got over a 20-second lead over the second place 48 of Tyler Marble, and it looks like he is going to try to make that pass here on Will.
Yeah, Will just moving over and letting him go. A real classy move there by Will, not affecting the leader. Number 14, Lane Allen, your current leader. What a great job.
Yeah, I'm gonna say enough about what he's done here tonight. He's really extended that lead in every lap. It seems like he's pulled out farther and farther out in front of these guys. And it is great to see him run this well. It's actually quite amazing to see him kind of pull away from the likes of like Bobby Terrell and Chris Pence and some of these other guys out there that are known to be really good road course racers. To come out here and dominate like this really is a statement of the talent of Lane Allen in the 14 car, and of course everybody in the league is going to be excited to see him get his first win.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's nobody out there that people would like to see win more than Lane Allen. This Blackwater Products USA car looking great here, and I mean, he's going to have, it might look like the old Earnhardt victory at Daytona. They might all line up down pit road to congratulate him.
Well, if they can get in their pit stalls, they might. If they can get out of their cars, we're not sure what's going on there on pit road. We had several pit road issues, but yeah, once everything kind of settles out and Lane gets it around here a couple more laps here, about 6 or 7 more laps, we'll go ahead and call it. But we still got a lot of racing to go. I mean, this is a 10-turn course, 7 laps, so you're talking about 70 corners you have to manipulate or navigate till you can call this one finished.
Yeah, as we've been riding around here with Lane Allen from the cockpit view, just watching him chase down Sherwood Williford. Great rider and a driver in his own right, the 33 Sherwood Williford, about to go a lap down here. He's going to try and hold him off, I would imagine, but I don't think he'd do anything too crazy to in front of Lane Allen at this point.
Yeah, Sherwood's got about 15 seconds to, no, about 13 seconds to the next guy in front of him. And that's going to be a tough road ahead to try to even do anything with that. And the next guy behind him is Donnie Staubitz, who's a ways behind too. So I don't see Sherwood really holding the 14 up much here.
No, I don't see him doing anything crazy. Matter of fact, I'd pretty much expect him to just move over at some point when Lane gets a little bit closer, but it's hard to say. Lane might just be content to ride behind him here at this point in the race.
He might be content, but it looks like his truck's got plenty of speed. I don't know if he can just ride or not. You know, sometimes too, it's one thing I wanted to mention. You don't want to change the way you're driving these trucks or these cars or anything. When you're out front leading, once you start changing the way you drive, if you're not careful, it'll throw you off your rhythm. Next thing you know, you'll be in the grass and a tire barrier and all that. You do not want to mess with how you're driving the truck. And having a truck in front of you like that can be a little frustrating too.
Yeah, absolutely it can. And Sherwood swings it out a little wide there on exit, and Lane Allen looking underneath him. Still behind, I believe, even cleared him at this point. So Lane Allen getting around the 33 there, putting Sherwood Williford a lap down. Wow.
Yeah, so that's up to 11th place. 10 cars left on the lead lap, and the 10th place car is tonight's points leader coming in. That's Casey McMullen in the 71. He tried a little pit strategy there, and it looks like he's kind of mired back in 10th.
Yeah, Casey had a little trouble on pit road, and it was out there on track quite a while. He lost several spots through that exchange. 10th place, that's a bit of a tough run for him, but he's still on track. He, he's only going to lose a few points to Bobby at this point, and that'll tighten up the battle, guys, with 2 tracks as we get back to oval racing next week.
Well, let's go look at the points. We get 9 points coming in. Casey McMullen came in over Bobby Terrell. Bobby's currently 3rd, Casey's 10th, so that's 7 points. So you're looking at a 2-point difference unless Bobby led a lap. Not really sure about that, but so a 2-point difference going into Darlington and then Indianapolis Raceway Park. It's going to be a close battle all the way to the end, I believe.
Absolutely will be. You know, Bobby's he's going to do everything he can to hunt down Casey in the points. Casey been tough all year on the ovals. Road courses really not his cup of tea, but he's going to maintain the points lead at least by a little bit. I don't know. It's going to be pretty darn close, that's for sure.
I know we were talking a lot about Lane Allen and leading this race and possibly winning this race, but other than him, Dean, is there anybody else that sticks out as far as their performance tonight? Maybe as far as making up spots or kind of popping in late into the top 10, top 5?
Well, I got to say, James Torrey in the 28 car having a great run. I'm not sure about his starting spot. He started back in the field a little bit, and he's up to 4th place and doing a great job here. And, you know, James hasn't had the greatest of luck here overall, and he's a quality racer, man, and it's really good to see him up in 4th place.
Yeah, the guy I want to talk about happens to be a teammate of mine, and they're doing a really good job. Started 18th, climbed 10 positions, currently running 8th. That's Richard Hines in the number 2. Richard's had his off tracks and some issues as well, but just kind of has found himself back up into the top 10, currently running 8th from starting at the tail of the field.
Yeah, he's doing a great job out there. And, you know, Jason, anybody you had your eye on tonight?
You know, Bobby Terrell there started back in the field at 11. Patiently worked his way, and look at him now. He's up in the top 3.
Yeah, Bobby Terrell, I mean, almost never outside of the top 3. Doing a great job here from his starting spot. Would have been interesting if he would have been a little further up in the starting order just to see what he could have done with Lane. You know, currently about 30 seconds back of our leader. I'm not too sure he could have had anything for Lane, but possibly the one truck on here that might have.
Yeah, I don't think anybody had anything for Lane tonight at all. Definitely Lane is ahead class of the field truck tonight.
He really has. He jumped out to the lead. I wondered with Will having issues if that was just going to be something they're going to battle to the end, but he started pulling away from Will before Will had his issues too. So I'm not even sure if Bowley Sitter had something for that 14 here tonight.
So we got Lane Allen, our current leader, Tyler Marble in second, Bobby Terrell third, James Torrey fourth, and Bernard Person currently sitting in the rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, 6th place is TJ Bartell, just riding around having a solid night. 7th place is Chris Pence in the 41, Richard Hines 8th, Jeff Bratton 9th, and round out your top 10 is the 71 to Casey McMullen.
Yeah, Casey McMullen, our points leader there, currently being stalked by our race leader. I'm sorry, Casey McMullen, the points leader. Our race leader, Lane Allen, right behind him now. We're looking to put the 10th place car, Casey McMullen, a lap down.
And they are teammates, so there may be some team orders here when he catches them. I'm not sure. You don't want to upset the teammates there, but in all seriousness, I mean, I just, again, am in awe by how fast and how well the 14 car has, Lane Allen's done tonight. Just a solid run. All corners look very smooth, very consistent. Just did exactly what he needs to do: get out front, run consistent laps, and run away from the field.
Yeah, I mean, my jaw's dropped. I'm in amazement. Lane Allen, a quality driver, quality road course driver as well. Not a real surprise that he might win one, but by this much and this dominating a fashion, really impressive. What a great run.
Well, I guess we quit giving him, as he gets by the 71, it's like the Casey McMullen's going to relinquish that and let the teammate on through. But you're right, we would talk to him a lot and tell him he could win some of these races if he just buckled down and get it done. Well, I think we motivated him. And I'm not sure I look forward to racing with him if he's going to be this dominant.
Race car drivers are odd people, man. I mean, you push them a little bit, you rib them a little bit, and they're going to go out there and show you what they got. They don't like the ribbing too much.
No, he's, like I said, he's showing his hand right now, and I'm sure everybody's taking note and knows at this point that he's a contender. And sometimes that motivation and that momentum, honestly, can help carry you forward, and you'll see you'll rattle off a couple wins in a row. So something like this can really help him as far as motivation, as confidence, really, that you can get this done. You may see him be a factor in the Xfinity Racing Road America coming up tomorrow night too.
Oh, you absolutely will. I'm looking at James Torrey right now, Jason, and just seeing, he looks like he might be one of the fastest guys on the track currently, as he seems to be closing in on Bobby. As he gets a little loose off the corner there.
Yeah, it does. He's been clicking off some fast laps here and just trying to make it interesting here at the end with 2 to go.
Yeah, 28 car, James Torrey, currently sitting in 4th. A really nice run. Right ahead of him is Bobby Terrell. I don't think he's got enough time. As we're coming down to our last lap here, Lane Allen beginning his jaunt to victory here.
Yeah, Lane's already crossed the line and turned 4 already, so he's going to finish this race in record time for sure. He's looking forward to getting back around here and taking this victory home. But man, he just looked so smooth again all night. Just can't say enough about him and the way he's able to kind of muscle this truck around and like I said, put everybody on notice that you don't mess with the 14. He is a contender. This win's going to move him into the chase, and you're going to have to deal with it the rest of the season and next season as well.
Yeah, you're not only going to have to deal with him, but with this Blackwater Products USA team, I'm telling you, this truck series, you got Casey McMullen leading the points, Lane Allen winning races. They're quite dominant out here right now.
Absolutely, and he's not letting his foot off the gas for sure. It comes through the next to last corner, through the last corner, through the right-hander there, and comes under the flag, and Lane Allen's going to take home his first victory here in the Full Throttle Sim Racing Truck Series.
Yeah, he's a great job by Lane Allen, our race winner tonight. As we'll go back and look at the 48 coming around about a half a minute behind him as he comes around, and he's going to take home second place.
Yeah, great run for Tyler as well. Tyler Marble, great second place run. Kept it on track the whole race, and definitely deserving of a second place finish. Great run. He was the next best to that dominant 14 car truck.
Yeah, so that's going to be Bobby Terrell's going to come home third, James Torrey in fourth, Bernard Porson in fifth place, rounding out the top five. Guys, we didn't have a lot of eventful racing tonight, but what we did have was, just a performance of excellence, really, from Lane Allen. What a great job. I mean, I just can't get over what he did to this field of class drivers.
Yeah, some of these guys are going to have to take notes and maybe learn a little something from Lane here on these road courses. He's been very consistent with all the road courses we've come to, and finally was put in a position where he was able to get out front and just drove away from the field. It didn't matter what they did. I don't think anybody had anything for that 14 truck.
Yeah, absolutely nobody did. As Lane Allen sitting at the start finish line, about to do some burnouts, celebrate his first victory here at Full Throttle Sim Racing. A dominant performance, one of our Blackwater Products USA cars, this 14 Oakley machine. Jason, is there anything else that we can add to these superlatives about Lane Allen?
No, I think you said it all. I mean, he put on quite a show tonight, and he finished freaking. Started the race in second place, took the lead early, and maintained it, and walked away from the entire field.
Yeah, just an amazing performance by him. What we're going to do now, folks, is we're going to go to commercial here, and we will come back. We'll set your positions or finishing order and talk to the top three guys. And as soon as we can queue up our commercial here.
So, you want to race in NASCAR? The road starts here. Introducing the eNASCAR Ignite Series powered by iRacing. This is the gateway for all aspiring 13 to 16-year-olds. Starting June 20th, ignite your dreams of one day racing in the top tiers of NASCAR. Go to www.iracing.com/ignite for full details.
All right, welcome back to Full Throttle TV, and we're here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the running of the Blackwater Products USA 110. Lane Allen, a sheer dominating performance tonight, and I don't think we're going to waste much time here. We're going to get right into our finishing order. Our winner tonight, Lane Allen in the 14 car, part of that Blackwater Products USA team, doing a fantastic job, beyond fantastic, dominating. our race winner tonight. Coming home second, Tyler Marble in the 48 car, part of Team Marble Racing, doing a just excellent job. And Bobby Terrell having a good points night. He's going to come home third and close that gap on Casey McMullen, making it extremely interesting as we head back to oval racing next week. The 28 car, James Torrey, will come home in fourth, doing a really good job, climbing his way up there. Really impressed with James Torrey as of late. Bernard Person, little trouble in the pits. He's going to come home in fifth. Probably had a second place car tonight, and he's going to be a little upset with his pit crew, but fifth place, not too bad. TJ Bartel in the 52 car, a nice run for him tonight, coming home in sixth. The 41 of Chris Pence is going to come home seventh. Richard Hines in the 2 car will take 8th place. Jeff Bratton in the 55 will take 9th. And Casey McMullen, our points leader, is going to take 10th place.
Yeah, and 11th place is going to be the 33 of Sherwood Wilford, finishing 12th as our pole sitter tonight. Will Long finishing in the position of his car number. Starting 13, or finishing 13th is the 99 of Donnie Stobbs. I'll get my numbers right in a minute. 14th is going to be the 37 of Brian Conklin. Finishing 15th is going to be the 83 of JJ Spear. 16th, Kevin Sargent in the 09, and then 17th of the guys who started finishing last is going to be the 19 of Paul Sargent.
Yeah, and you seen that other name on the board. He actually finished in the booth, Mr. Brody Hanner, the owner of Full Throttle Sim Racing and FTSR, or Full Throttle TV as well. Brody, you know, it was a tough race for us in the booth because of the dominating performance. But really, when you look at it, it was a quality performance, and it can't be overlooked. A fantastic job by our race winner tonight, Lane Allen.
And all drivers, to be honest with you, every driver in the field did a really good job of not having major issues out there, keeping their trucks on track for the most part, and putting on a quality race. And I'm sure the guys will tell you that they actually enjoyed the race. The track's fun to drive. A lot of, like I said, a lot of ups and downs as far as the elevation changes go. And I'm sure the drivers themselves had fun in the race. Now, it does sometimes tend to be a tough broadcast as far as, not having cautions or actions on the track, but that's the difference between watching the race and being in the race. As I learned early on, that can be very different perspectives, and it's kind of interesting to look at the different perspectives. We may not have seen a lot of action, but the guys may have had a good race.
Yes. Go
Hey
ahead.
guys, I'm looking at I just want to point out the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th place trucks. TJ, Bernard, Richard, and Chris. They all struggled at one point during the race, but they're able to come out and have really good finishes.
Yeah, great point. And they did have their troubles on the track and still plowed through, soldiered on and had great finishes. There's some great finishes and some great jobs out there. Surprises, surprised to see Donnie Stawbutts down there and Will Long having some troubles from the pole. You got other surprises like Lane Allen, maybe not a huge surprise, but except for the dominating performance, and maybe a James Torrey, a Richard Hines having some good races. There's a lot to watch out here, and a lot of good things to take out of this race tonight. As we go to move right along, we're going to move right into our post-race show and get to talk to these top 3 drivers. I believe our third place finisher tonight was Bobby Terrell, and I think Jason, have you caught up with Bobby Terrell?
I sure have, Dean. Hey, Bobby, heck of a run. Good job on that 3rd place finish tonight.
Thank you, sir.
And my question is, all right, so last 5 races, you got like 2 seconds, 2/3, and then tonight a third. When you got some strategy here? I mean, trying to pull out. When are you gonna be able to put that truck in victory lane again? You haven't had a win since the first race of this season, the B season or C season, I forget. At Pocono. So you're getting close every week. You're in that top 3 every single week, the last 5 weeks. What are you working toward to get that truck in victory lane?
That's a good question. I guess the right setup. That's what I'm hoping for. If I hit on something. I had a good
Yeah.
truck at Michigan, and I just messed up there.
Well, you had a heck of a run. You didn't qualify, and we thought you may be playing some early strategy there, but instead you drove right through the field and was able to get up there in third. It was a really great race, and it was impressive to watch.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I messed up qualifying. Like I went out that lap slow, and then when I went to take the lap, going around right to get the white lap, I lost it coming out of the corner, and by the time I reset, I didn't have enough time, to get the lap in.
Yeah, the money lap. I like to call it the money lap.
Yeah, I didn't get it in, so that was my bad.
It was a heck of a run to the front. It was very impressive to watch, and congratulations again on the top 3 finish.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Well, all right, there you have it. Bobby Terrell, our third place finisher, he's going to close in substantially on our points, and I think he's going to be about 2 or 3 points back of Casey McMullen. Brody, a solid run by him after a little qualifying disaster there.
Yeah, definitely a solid run. He was able to come home in second, closed in, got the points up. He is 2 points behind Casey McMullen. It's the closest he's been this season, and just able to capitalize on some misfortune by the 71 team. And it's like I said, it's going to come down to the wire. Both those drivers are really good drivers, and the next 2 races are going to be really tough races. If any one of them falters, the championship's going to be handed to the other guy.
Yeah, and you brought up great racers, and I'm sitting here with another one. One of our youngest competitors out here, Mr. Tyler Marble, coming home second tonight. He's been doing great lately. A couple of second place finishes, a couple of victories here as of late. Congratulations, Tyler, on a second place finish tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was just coming in, just ride, hit my marks, and don't go off the track, and paid off.
Yeah, it absolutely did. As we've seen in the pits there, Bernard Persson had some terrible struggles with his pit crew there, and you were able to get by him in that pit. You were in the pits at the exact same time. Talk a little bit about what you've seen from your perspective there.
Well, I was going on pit road as normal. Going in my box, I hesitated a little bit because he ended up being in my way, so I didn't know how far I had of a distance before I overshot it. So I was just tiptoeing in my box, and fortunately, got away. Unfortunately, wish we could have raced it out though.
Yeah, for sure. It would have been more fun, but you'll take home second place. And, our first place finisher, Lane Allen, in the 14, grabbing his first win here at Full Throttle Sim Racing. I mean, just dominant tonight. Did you have anything for him? Were you surprised at how fast he was?
Maybe if I had a better first half, I could have had a closer gap to him. But he was the dominant truck tonight. He just showed us how to get around here.
Yeah, absolutely he did. But Tyler, you showed the rest of the field. You came home second. Completes a string of great finishes of late. Congratulations, man! Second place tonight. Go ahead and give any shout outs you want to give. Congratulations.
Well, first off, I gotta congratulate Lane on his first win here in the league. It's a long time coming for him, and finally paid off. I like to thank my parents letting me race. For on a side note, hate to go off track here, but this is my first race here, so I definitely take it. But I'm gonna go back on track. I'd like to thank Lancaster Speedway for sponsoring the Ignite Series. This is my last few weeks here in my Ignite Series career, so I'd like to thank them for sponsoring me, and thank you guys for putting on a great league for some good racing.
Well, all right, there you have it. Our second place finisher tonight, Tyler Marble. Jason, he did a great job, and as he pointed out, his first time seeing the track. So we look for bigger and better things from him.
Yeah, sure do. And he has had some real great success lately, and it's been impressive to see.
Yeah, he's been super impressive. There's only one guy that we're more impressed with tonight. That's Mr. Lane Allen in the 14 car. I believe, Brody, you've caught up with our race winner tonight.
Yeah, hey guys. I slid into victory lane trying to get a word with Lane. Leaned up against the car. He said, hey, get off the car. Didn't have a scratch on the car, man. You want to keep it that way, Lane. What an impressive run. Led every lap out there tonight. 45 laps around this track and come home a win. First win in the FTSR Truck Series and in FTSR. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Even blind dog finds a bone every now and then.
I tell you, Lane, a man of few words, but some good words come out of there. I tell you, listen, that was a very impressive run there, man. You kept putting distance on those guys, no matter what you did. Kept it on track the whole race. Just flawless performance. I don't know. I can't put it into words, man. It's just an amazing run out there.
Yeah, just tried to keep from sliding around, keep the tires from getting slick, and not spin them coming off the turns too much.
Yeah, we did a great job with that. Great job in the pit stop. I tell you, was there any thought of maybe, we were talking in the booth about maybe doing an early pit stop like you would usually see at the road course. Was there any thoughts of maybe pitting early there? Or did you have the idea of just kind of splitting it in half here?
Yeah, half was my plan, and I think I went a couple of laps past halfway before I came in.
All right. Well, Lane, I tell you, a great job again. I'm going to give you the mic and give you a chance to think. Anybody out there might be watching on your behalf, or any of the guys that you want to give a shout out to.
Yeah, I want to thank my team, Blackwater Motorsports, for all their support, and everybody at FTSR. Great league.
All right. Well, there's Lane Allen. Barely can't catch his breath. Very excited, as you can hear in his voice. And King HF himself gets the victory here at Canadian Tire.
Well, that was Lane Allen. Yeah, I think we found one of the keys to his victory. I don't think his heart rate got above
Remain
20.
calm. Yes.
My goodness, the pressure did not get to him. You could tell he was not nervous in any way. And Lane Allen, just a calm guy in general. Really one of the most liked guys in this league. I couldn't be happier to see him win tonight. Jason, can we add one more thing to Lane Allen's performance tonight?
It was just domination, purely dominant, and he just did an amazing job. He took the lead, never looked back, and that was impressive to see. And couldn't think of anybody else in the league that I'd like to see that happen for.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I mean, we've covered it as much as we can with Lane. A dominating performance. One might call this race the Lane Allen show, even. We nicknamed him Low Lane Allen. There was no low lane tonight, but Brody, nonetheless, dominating performance and a great job. And like we said, over at Full Throttle Sim Racing, one of the most liked drivers in the league.
Listen, Lane was in a lane of his own tonight. I'll just say that much. He was really, he took off, man, from the start, took the lead and never looked back. Lapped up to 9th place. Just yeah, like Jason said, pure dominance. I mean, the guy jumped out front, never made a mistake, never put a wheel off track. He was the only guy in the field that had 0 incidents tonight. He never went off track. He never made a mistake. And it's going to be extremely hard to catch a guy that's fast and doesn't make mistakes, and that's exactly what Lane did tonight.
Yep, Lane Allen a race winner. So looking ahead now, as we get off this tear we've been on these road courses and get back to some oval racing, kind of our roots here. And now looking ahead at the tracks we got, Brody, what do we got remaining in for the season here?
Well, the trucks will be heading to Darlington next week. That should be an interesting race for the trucks for sure. the lower horsepower, all the downforce. I'm sure it's going to be a great show, and it's going to be under the lights. We got lights now at Darlington, so that should be a lot of fun. And then after that, we head to another track under the lights. It's going to be a Rally Raceway Park, or Lucas Oil Raceway, I think they call it now. It's had several changes. What the old Indianapolis Raceway Park, and that track always puts on a great show. That's going to be our finale for the B season, and we'll crown the champ there.
Yeah, that should be a great show. Lucas Oil, a great place to finish up this series, and we'll see just who can come out on top. It's really a two-man show with Bobby Terrell and Casey McMullen. We'll be right here on Full Throttle TV every Wednesday at 9 p.m. We're back tomorrow night with the Xfinity Series, and they're off. They're on Road America. Going to be quite interesting there, Jason, as a track pretty much nobody's been on, but a great track nonetheless.
Yeah, I've run a few laps there. It's a fun little course too. Another road course. Would be interesting to see how some of these road guys. Be interesting to see how Lane does. Talk about truck series here. Just want to point out, this point battle has gotten a lot closer. But I'd like to let everybody know that we got Darlington and Lucas Oil. We got mile and a third, I think Darlington is, and then a short track. And those are the tracks that Casey McMullen has been able to win at. So I think Bobby Terrell, if he really wants a shot at this championship, he's going to have to step up his game and shut down that Casey McMullen and that Blackwater's Motorsports machine.
Yeah, and on the flip side, you got Bobby Terrell. We talked about how consistent he is. That's his strength, is being consistent. He's consistently running up front. So in order for Casey McMullen to have a really good shot here, just looking on the flip side of that, he's going to really have to be consistent as well. Maybe not push too hard for those wins, because one small mistake, and you know how Bobby is, he'll take advantage of that in a heartbeat, and he'll be a hard one to chase down, running as consistent as he is. I'm really looking forward to this battle. It's going to go down to the wire. I just know it. And you'll be able to see it all right here on Full Throttle Television every Wednesday night for the next 2 Wednesdays at least.
Yeah, we really look forward to those races. Going to be a great fight to the end. As for this race, Lane Allen, our race winner tonight, dominating performance, and that's about going to wrap it up for us tonight from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park and from Full Throttle Sim Racing and Blackwater Products USA. I'm Dean Doucette. That's Brody Hanna and Jason Martin in the booth with me, and that's going to wrap it up, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night in the Xfinity Series from Road America.